to go over the energetics of public speaking. This is very, very important. Okay, so there's really only 4 fundamentals when it comes to the energetics of public speaking or communication. So number 1, if you can get this, you'll get it all. If you can get this one thing today, you'll get it all. Literally. And that's what we're working on. You may think that we're coming up here and talking. We are doing that. But that's actually secondary to what we're really doing. What we're really doing is energy work. We're training our energy centers to be open and willing to receive from something, connecting something higher with ourselves, right? Where does actually thought come from? If we open up our mind and dissect it, we can never see thought. We can see synaptic pathways. I'll say that again. We can see synaptic pathways firing and wiring through neural pathways. But we actually can't see thoughts. If I cut my brain open, there's not words in my brain, right? So where is thought? Where is thought? You have a mind, or you have a brain, and you have a mind. You have a brain, you have a mind. So where is thought? You ever contemplated that? So with that, we can use that now to our advantage, where we open up our centers to be able to open ourselves to freely communicate. I'm free! I'm free! Right? Allow yourself to be seen. Allow your voice to come out. Right? You can open yourself up and then you can transfer your energy. So this is all energy transference. Okay? So if you can get this one key concept, all of it doesn't matter. The hand gestures, the body language, the tonality, the verbal, non-verbal is secondary. The number 1 secret to public speaking is your energy. Your energy. Here's the reason why. We're all energy vibrating at different frequencies. Repeat after me. We're all energy.
We're all energy.
Vibrating.
Vibrating.
At different frequencies.
At different frequencies.
Beautiful. Beautiful. If you look at us on a molecular level, we're not solid. This isn't solid. It's moving around with particles and energy. So nothing is solid. This comes down to quantum physics. Now, I didn't think that you were probably coming to a public speaking thing and learning about quantum physics, but it's relevant. And here's the reason why. Because everything is energy. Everything is energy. We're all energy. Our body is an energetic system. The heart's working right now, right? Blood's pumping in and out. Thoughts firing and wiring. Everything is moving inside of us. So that means when we're up here, we're sharing our energy. And here's where we're sharing it from. This part of ourselves up here to down here. So when you come up here and when you're speaking, this part tends to contract. This part of your what we call the supercenter. This is where your supercenter is, or what's also called your solar plexus, right? This is why when you're coming up here, and I want you to be present to this today, if you can. It's called the diaphragmic flutter. It's called the diaphragmic flutter. What tends to happen when you come up here is because of a lot of different reasons. Whether it's stories in your mind, story you've been told from a childhood, right? From your parents, from authority, from teachers told you stop, don't do that, don't do that. You repress trauma up into your subconscious mind, which then blocks your ability to communicate, which then blocks your energetic field. Then we contract our communication, which is important. More importantly, we contract our energetic field. So what we want to do is we want to expand our energetic field and share our energetic field. But due to social media and very different reasons, we contract our energetic field and we get this thing what's called the diaphragmic flutter. So this flutter starts to happen when we communicate up here, and it creates like a wobble in our energy field. So what we want to do is ideally we want to create an energetic field that expresses like a flower opening. You know, when you open a flower and you see its fragrance, that's the energy we're trying to connect with right now. Ideally, you want to share that. At your essence, that's what you are, essentially. Now, this may or may not be true, by the way. Again, remember, use your own discernment. This may or may not be true. ask yourself, is this true for me, okay? This is just something we've seen over training hundreds and hundreds of people with their energy. So the number one secret to public speaking is your energy. That's why coming in here and doing the yoga stuff is beautiful, combined with teaching yoga and your energy, right? Yoga means union. So ideally you have a full union from up down below, and then you're able to communicate that. So if you can get this, all the techniques are irrelevant. The pacing's irrelevant, because what starts to happen is it just all starts coming together. Everything just starts coming together because you're channeling. You're connected to something higher in yourself. Whatever you choose to call that is up to you. But this is the work from Thomas Edison, Albert Einstein, and many other very intelligent people that have walked this earth, combined with spiritual teachers as well. So this isn't my information, by the way. This is backed by science. This is backed by spiritual gurus or teachers. Very, very powerful. I hope you're getting that. If you have any questions, again, just hold it to the end, okay? So the number one secret to public speaking, if you can get this, everything else will shift. Everything else will shift, your energy. Number two. All right, now your energy is in alignment. It needs somewhere to go. It needs somewhere to go. So you need to have, or I would consider having an intention. Because intention guides the energy. I'll say that again. Intention guides the energy. This is why when I was working with a shaman, he mentioned this. When you go into the other worlds, essentially, set your intention, because it's going to guide your experience. So imagine your energy is on the top of a mountain like water, right? And the intention is the river. Okay? The intention is the river. So if you are not intentional, the river will just go wherever it wants to. But let's say you want the river to go down to the town village. Well, then you're going to build something to guide the energy down, guide the water down. So this is the same before you get into a yoga class. This is the same for what I do up here. I set an intention before I show up. And then that way I don't got to get it right. I don't got to be perfect. If I mess up my words, it doesn't matter. Because I know that it's the energy that I bring to you all. That is the number one key to all of this. So if I say words that aren't correct, I mess up my presentation, I'm not attached to that because that's out of the mind. What I'm communicating to you right now while I'm doing this, I'm communicating to you at a soul level right now. Through this. Okay? Is essentially what's happening. And what starts to happen with your energy is it creates this infinity 8 with the audience. It creates an infinity 8 with the audience. So what do I mean by that? I'm coming here, giving to you. You're receiving, coming back and giving to me. I'm coming here, giving back to you. You're coming back and giving to me. Which is why it's so important to make your intention about the audience. You want to make it about your audience. So I'm making today, right now, about you. I'm not making it about me. If I was to make it about me, I would be concerned about if I get it right. I'd be concerned, how do I look? How do I look? Which I understand, that's okay. These are going to come in at some times. But the deeper you get at this, the less all those things fly away. Because it doesn't matter. It matters in your energy. Yeah, just hold your question to the end. Yeah. So intention guides the energy. So if we speak on stage without intention, what tends to happen is the fear response comes in and your mind gets hijacked. Which, what starts to happen, you start fumbling, you get tight, because you're essentially contracting yourself to the energetic field. Number 3, really, really important, really, really important. This is what essentially puts the beat to it, okay? So now you got your energy in alignment, you set your intention. Now you need something to get that intention moving. Now you need something to get that energy moving. Number 3, you gotta have a core belief. Now this is gonna take time. You gotta have a core belief in what you're talking about. Because the core belief, essentially, is what people feel. That's what gets the energy to your audience or people that are listening. So let's say you have a product or service or information. I wanna ask you this question. How can someone else believe in it if you don't? And you're up here sharing about this thing, and then you're saying, yeah, you guys should believe in it. And in the back of yourself, you're like, well, I don't really believe in it. So how are you trying to get other people to believe in it, right? So this is really key. You want to build a core belief. And this takes time. There's certain things, it's called PIS statements. P-I-S. Personal impact statements. You create a personal impact statement, which allows you to give yourself belief in yourself, in the product and service you're offering. So if you're a coach, this is where the edgy stuff starts to come in. Because you're basically promoting yourself, right? And the product you offer, right? Which then your identity gets sent to that. You start having that connection with it, right? But what we actually want to do is we want to separate ourselves from our service. If we can, spiritually. And then we look at our service or our product objectively and start to turn into PIS statements, which we don't have time to get into today. So number 1, your energy. Number 2, set an intention. And number 3, get a core belief. And finally, the key component, the energetics and public speaking, is presence. So many speakers miss the mark on this one. It's unbelievable, but so many speakers miss the mark on this one. And it's actually quite simple, but you'll be surprised by how many people miss this one. I need to be present with you. How's your body doing right now? How long have you been sitting for? How's the temperature in the room? What is the smells like? What's the energy flow like? This is why I'm doing this stuff. I'm present to all of this. How often have you seen someone come up, and maybe you feel that about me today. Someone comes up here and just talks about themselves the entire time and just goes on and 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 on, and not present with their audience. And then what we do is what's called, they get the head of bobbin, so it's called bird feeding, right? Oh, it's still here, right? And they just keep talking about themselves. When you talk about yourself a bunch, what it does is it takes from the audience. It draws from the audience. But ideally what we want to do is we want to give to the audience. I'm here to give to you for the next 3 hours. So make it about the audience. So common mistake most speakers make is they try to impress people with how much they know and who they know. And they make it about them. They make it about them and not about the audience. When you're talking about that, what's called, you're not tapped in. Tapped in, tuned on, and turned on. You want to be tapped into your audience. You really want to be tapped into them. Tapped into how they're feeling. So really, really key. So if you want to be a powerful, prolific public speaker, facilitator, communicator, you gotta get your energy right. And how can you do that? By doing this work. Meditation, yoga, whatever you do to work on your energetic field. This right here is a very unique experience. I've done a lot of self-development work. I've done sobriety, I've done isolated tanks, like sensory deprivation tanks, I've done ayahuasca. I spent 2 years sober in Vegas. And this right here is a unique experience. You can't get this anywhere else. And I've not seen the stage. That's why I call the stages the medicine. This is one of the highest transformation I've seen, and the quickest. It happens so quick. So for those that haven't got up here today, here's your opportunity. Here's your opportunity. I really encourage you to get up here, okay? So number 1, get your energy right. Number 2, have an intention. Number 3, have a core belief. And number 4, be present. To the temperature in the room, to your audience. Do they need a bathroom? Do they need a break? Do they need to move their body, okay? Really great work. Does anyone have any questions on that?